you, ladies and gentlemen, for checking out Going Deeper. I'm your host, Matt, and I've got a great show planned for you tonight. You'll know my next guest from her appearances on such websites as Bang.com and CherryPimps.com. You can find links to all of her social media in the episode description below, but I want to recommend you go and sign up for her OnlyFans at Haley Spades. These ladies are workers, so, you know, we need to support them in some way. Okay, they're putting out content for you. It's the least you can do. Go sign up for the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the spectacular Haley Spades. Haley, how are you tonight?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm not bad. I'm not bad. We're both a little banged up today, so on separate coasts, I would assume. So we're gonna just struggle through this and hope that your beauty carries us through.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me ask you, your initial entrance into any kind of the adult entertainment industry, camming, stripping, porn, what was your...
I've done it. For me, it was stripping.
Really?
I think. Yeah, I would say, I think I tried out camming actually, like, very, like freshly 18, but then I couldn't really, like, get my footing with it, so I started stripping, and then full circle here. We went back to content and camming, and now I'm doing porn, so... full circle with all that, all of it.
How old were you the first time you went and decided you were going to be a stripper?
I was 18.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, I think about, and there's no offense, and you are still very young. I think about how kind of dumb I was at 18 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Did you make, what was it? It's hard to classify because I have 10,000 questions rushing to my face all at once. Was it a higher end club or like a starter type club for?
It was, I would say, like higher end. I mean, I was in New Orleans, so there's a degree of higher end in New Orleans, right? But it wasn't like a dive. It wasn't like a little like truck stop club, which I have worked at those and they're actually fun. But I kind of went head first, right, into like the Larry Flint's Hustler clubs in New Orleans, and then I went over to the Penthouse Club. So two very like big name clubs.
What was something you didn't expect when you first entered into that? I've said this at every interview I've done because I've always begun with stripping for some reason. I think just a lot of you performers start out in stripping, but I think strippers are the greatest salespeople outside of, I don't know, pharmaceutical salespeople or some ridiculous. Whoever's pumping OxyContin, they're doing fine. But I think strippers are just the best at. My favorite thing to see is a guy sitting in the corner and he's like, I'm just here with my friends. I'm just gonna have drinks. I'm not doing anything. And then on his third trip to the ATM, I'm just like, oh. That girl got him.
Yeah. I think for me, like what shocked me the most, I think, was how many people actually just wanted to hang out and just talk.
I hear that too. I hear girls say, the most I ever made was X amount of thousands of dollars, and it was in a VIP room. I'm like, oh, it must have got there. I was gonna say it must have got fucking spicy in there. Tell me, she's like, no, he just wanted to talk and kind of like look at my feet for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Have you had what was like the weirdest request you ever got, if you had one? And again, it's a higher end club, so it's probably not as fun as the truck stop club requests. But what was like the weirdest request you've ever gotten at the club?
Nothing was really like weird to me. That's why I'm like, I don't really know, like, because I don't really think anything was super weird. I would just say, like, for the most part, like, I always thought it was weird when like groups would come in and then they would all like be like, no, don't look at me, look at him, and they'd just like pass you on, and then like you'd get stuck with like this one guy who clearly did not want to be there, and like his friends are like telling you like, come on, force him. Like I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's a little like aggressive. Or like they're like, come on, like show him a good time. They hand me like $2. So I would say like nothing was really weird. I just think it was weird when people would just kind of like push the girls like to the next one in their group because nobody wanted to spend money. But like they wanted all the attention on one. But I don't know. I just think it was very weird. It's really like, it was like, oh no, like I don't want to be here. Like it was like, I was like, are you gay? Like do you not like women? I'm like, no.
One time,
you just need to change his life. And I'm not gonna change his life.
My wife and I we've been together forever now, right? And early on, I quit my retail job and I took probably 6 strip club rookies out with my wife to a fully nude BYOB club in Philadelphia. Okay. I went down the line at the end of the night. Everyone had dances except for me. All this, I go. They did a whipped cream show where you can pick 2 girls. you can pick which hole, and then the patrons can pay $20 to lick it off, which
Wow.
I always found a little unsavory but fun.
Yeah.
All of them had licked it, this and that. I did the count at the end of the night. This person spent $20. This person spent $30. This person spent $40, and I spent $460 at a strip club, having gotten no dances myself, just showing people a good time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what a strip club is to me.
Yeah.
I hate when dudes are disrespectful, or even like
or when they expect so much from you. Like they're like, oh, you need to change his life. You need to, make him rethink getting married. Like, I'm like, I'm not here to ruin a marriage.
dude, I'm standing here gorgeous as I am and topless, possibly fully nude. You don't have to keep passing me off. I'll just stand in the middle. You all can
I'll just
stare.
stand here until somebody decides that they want me at this point. Or like, just, yeah, I always thought that was weird to me, is like how everybody's like scared almost to like initiate, like they're like, oh, we're at a strip club, I'm not going to be the one to get a dance. Like, okay.
Those are the same.
Going into like a restaurant, be like, I'm not here to get food. I'm just here.
Those are the same guys in your Twitter comments who are like, I'd fuck you so much better, I would the shyness of people like in person is shocking to me. But you get a pretty
talk
girl.
All this game. They talk all that game. And you're
yeah.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
So you tried camming first. Obviously, didn't work out.
I was freshly 18, right? I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I was just lost.
So let me ask, and please only divulge what you're comfortable divulging here. But like, no other plan. Do you decide that you weren't going to do college, or you did do college?
Oh no, I finished college. I graduated.
Wonderful. Okay, so you did have a
bachelor's in marketing. Yeah, I was stripping through college actually.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So I was stripping through college, and then I graduated in 2020.
Was there an intention to eventually use that marketing degree, or would you like to have the money back that you spent on college?
Oh, I would definitely like to have that money back.
yeah.
As I'm paying off my student loans, so I only owe $9,000. It's not that bad.
That's not bad.
But I have friends who have $90,000 in student.
I have friends who have $250,000.
Yeah, so I'm like $9,000, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think for me, like I just followed like the normal trajectory of like go to college, do what everybody else is doing. So I was doing that, and initially I went into college, going into like science. I was getting all of my general classes out of the way. Sure. But at that point, I had committed to a certain degree, subject, whatever. But I started to doubt myself, and then I had all these friends in like the business school side, and they're like, "Oh, it's so easy, blah blah blah." I'm like, "It's so versatile," and I was like, I guess I'll just do something that like I feel like I could fall back on if I needed, like something just simple, right? Not something like stressful. Also, like I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So as I was in college, I didn't really know what my plan was. I just wanted to finish what I started, right?
Sure.
So I was like, let me just finish and then figure it out. And then now I'm in porn.
Well, you know what, though? I mean, from my perspective, I think you picked just about the best major for this industry.
For sure.
But I would suggest any new girls coming into it, if you are like committed, like Haley was here, finishing college, go to school for marketing. And my advice, take all your electives as like Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, shit like that.
I wish I would have done stuff like that.
Right. Well, I want to talk about your content later because I'm a little shocked in a good way by something. So we'll talk about that in the second segment. But to me, it's just like your job is equal part sex and equal part marketing. It feels like pushing yourself out there because you can have the best, most incredible, sexiest scenes in the world. And if they get 6 views somewhere, it doesn't mean shit, right?
Yeah.
So how do you make sure, do you do collaborations with only other mainstream people or other content creators? Like if you found a content creator who maybe isn't mainstream but has a breadth of work, something they could really show, would you be comfortable working with that person?
I don't actually. I only work with established professional performers that usually I've already met on like a mainstream set, right? So I see how this person is like, and I see how they act towards me, and I see their character, right? Instead of just being like, oh, this person's online, like they have this many followers. Like to me, if I'm not comfortable, if I don't feel like I want to actually shoot with somebody. Like I'm not gonna force it just because like, oh, I need to keep pumping out content. So I really only stick to mainstream performers that I have already worked with professionally. And the only person there's two people that I didn't follow that like little guideline for myself. It was Johnny Sins
Okay.
and Vince Carter. So those are the two performers that like I just was like, yeah, I'll shoot content with you.
Sure.
And
Sure.
like,
Sure.
I
Sure.
never met them like on like a set. So,
I got
but like those are like, you know, like that's not like Mr. Joe in the middle of, I don't know, Sacramento that has 10 followers. It's like I'm just trying to get my footing. Like, no, like I don't know. I can't do that.
Okay. Okay. Say Joe in Sacramento had 400,000 followers and OnlyFans in the top 1% with girls he shoots with, and you know, another factor that would make you possibly say yes. Is there just
because I
Yeah.
wouldn't say yes.
Wonderful,
Actually. Like
wonderful.
I would be like, you know, like I don't know you. And also like in this day and age, I feel like a lot of people buy their followers and a lot of it's not
Fair.
organic, right? So I don't like to just go off followers. And I also like to
Right.
look at their content. Like,
Mhm.
is this even like something I want to have on the internet with this person? Like if it's like, I don't know, if it's too amateur for me, like, and that goes as like a whole, like not just like people I don't know, but like if I know somebody but I don't like their content style, I'm not gonna shoot. I'm like, I'm just not gonna do it, right? I have a brand, right? And I have an image that I want to put out there. And if I feel like it's going to not benefit me, I'd rather not.
I
Like
think
I
that-
don't need to just keep the wheels turning, right? We don't need to keep churning the butter just to do it.
Right. Yeah. Don't make content just to make content. You know, which again was the part that I was surprised about, which I'd like to talk to you about later. Is your content is, I think, the highest quality I've ever seen.
Thank you.
We'll delve into that a little more when we talk about your scenes and stuff like that. But let me ask you this again. Only say what you're willing to say. Did you go? Okay, New Orleans. You said.
Yes.
Okay. I've never been to New Orleans. I have no idea. Are there smaller portions or is it all just New Orleans?
I mean, New Orleans is New Orleans, right?
Okay.
I mean, I grew up in the suburbs, so like about 20 minutes north of New Orleans in Mandeville, like on the North Shore. So like if people know the area, they're like, oh yeah, I know exactly where that is. So, but like we all say like the New Orleans metro area, kind of like, you know, like LA could mean like the Valley.
Right.
It could mean to some people San Bernardino or OC. Like they say LA as like a general
Gotcha.
thing.
Gotcha. So how many guys from your high school are signed up for your OnlyFans?
I could imagine a lot because I actually get people from college and from high school that message me and they're like, oh my God. There's somebody that messages me all the time on Twitter and they're like, this person was like, oh my God, I should have shot my shot with you when I sat behind you in this class. Like, so I definitely get a lot of those people. I think most of them are too shy, but I mean, there's some that are like, I sat right behind you in this class.
I do another show called Brand New Faces where I reach out and find new performers who are, you know, I can tell are committed because they're making content, but they don't have a lot of followers. They don't have a lot of, so I try and use a little bit of my audience to bring some people to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell them, I think it's the funniest thing. So many new girls could clean up on OnlyFans if they went to their Facebook and just posted, hey, I'm on
Yeah.
OnlyFans now. Check this out. And then, you know, you have to be committed. You for
you
sure
gotta
have
be
to be
like, I'm in
committed.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta be like-
yeah. But if you do that, I think you would just immediately get some. I always find that so funny.
Exactly.
Where
It's,
you,
you know, the curiosity that people have naturally, you know, and they're like, oh, I want to see.
were you a cool kid? Were you a nerd? Were you fun? Were you athletic? What were you?
I was like, I don't think it was any of those. I was just
Oh.
kind of like there. Like, I don't know. Like I didn't fall into like a certain category when I like in like school, right? Growing up. I never really did. I didn't do sports. I wasn't like a nerd. I wasn't like the super popular person. I was just like
There. Yeah. So did you have a good high school experience?
All right. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't have my, you know, I didn't reach my peak in high school, all right? But
Sure.
I had a really sweet high school sweetheart who was a little bit popular. So I was like with the popular crowd, but I wasn't popular. I was just there. I mean, I had a generally like, I wouldn't say it was a bad experience, but I definitely, I don't know. It was just, it's high school, right?
No, I've always heard horrors. I've heard horror stories about two things that I've never had a horror story on: high school and the DMV. DMV's always been fine for me every time
But
I've
it's not
walked
like
in.
horrible. I'm like, yeah, I'm like,
No.
like a horror story.
Yeah. Well, no, not a horror. I just people always like, oh, I got stuck in this group as I floated them. Hey, nerds, I'm gonna talk to you for a little bit. Cool
Yeah.
guys, athlete, whatever. It was
Yeah,
fine.
I didn't have a certain click, I guess.
Sure.
So it's just like,
Sure.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. We are going to take a quick break. My guest today, Haley Spades. You can find her on OnlyFans at Haley Spades. Links to all of her social media is going to be in the episode description. We'll be right back.
Do you have that gotta finish feeling that just won't quit? Would Mistress be disappointed in the seed you've spilled? Now might be the time to try Goontrex. Goontrex, the first clinically tested YWF2 ejaculate inhibitor, allows mommy's pay pigs to pound all day without the complications of post-nut clarity.
Side effects include loss of income, loss of home, loss of family, backed up prostate, homicidal rage, and dry basketball shorts.
So if you're a quick shooter with a family that you're ready to ignore, talk to your doctor and see if Goontrex is right for you. Goontrex. Keep it in all night and get back to gooning for a goddess. Brought to you by yourworstfriend.com.
When the world tells you to go away, stop, leave, go. Don't. Instead, just come. Come, the new fragrance by the podcast that made you squirt. Available now at yourworstfriend.com. Come here, come there, come anywhere. Just come.
And we're back. My guest today, Haley Spades. You can find her on OnlyFans at Haley Spades. Please go check out the content. We're going to talk about the content coming up, but I have a game for you. Would you say, what is the term? So many porn stars I talk to love watching their own stuff. I can't. Okay. I cannot tell you how terrible it's going to be when I have to listen back to this and I don't hear your voice, when I hear me talking. It's just the most upsetting thing in the world, seeing or hearing anything I do. So I'm going to subject you to that today. We have a game called I Said What.
You like it when dirty girls talk nasty to you?
I said what?
Kind of obsessed with horse cock.
Oh no.
So I Said What is a game where you, the world famous porn star, have to identify your own work. I have 3 audio clips for you. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Your job is to identify what scene it comes from. After I play the clip, I'll give you 3 options to pick from. You let me know which scene you think it's from.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh, I'm scared.
Clip number 1.
Look at how big it looks next to my little pretty face.
Really seem to be enjoying it there, Haley.
Yes.
Clip number 1. Is it from A, blacksonblondes.com, B, bang.com, or C, onlyteenblowjobs.com?
Blacks on Blondes.
Incorrect. Bang.com,
I was-
actually.
Oh, bang!
Yeah.
I should
Yes.
know that.
He was a larger
They're looking
gent.
at me like, looking at me like,
He's a larger gentleman, and it was right next to your face. It was a wonderful
That's right.
scene.
I was trying to picture it, but I do that a lot in my scene because I work with a lot of big dicks. So I was like, couldn't really. I knew it wasn't the teen one because like
Sure.
like the teen stuff, you know, like we don't really like say
Well.
stuff like that. It's more like, oh, step brown.
Like high school, just process of elimination. That one, obviously not. That was good. That was good logic you used there. Let me play for you clip number 2.
Every guy wants to fill me up with his cum. I mean, come on. Look at this. Wouldn't you just love to fill me up with your cum?
The audience shouted yes. Number 2, was that from A, Reality Junkies, B, Free Use MILF, or C, Rammed?
Reality junkies.
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
I knew
yeah.
it wasn't free use because the free use one you can't act. You have to act like you're like not aware of what's happening. Basically,
We'll come back to. I'm a fan. It's a weird. I'll talk about it. The reaction I got on that one. Clip number 3.
I bet you can't get hard and fuck me, you limp dick loser.
Well, you looked like you didn't even realize you said that at some point.
You
So-
limp dick loser.
Was that from A, close personal friends of mine, Suzanne and Dan, slutinspection.com. Not close personal friends. I met them once, but they're sweethearts. I love them.
Close personal.
Sorry, Haley, let me finish. This is my friend, close personal friend, Haley Spades for the show. A, slutinspection.com. B, stepsiblingscaught.com. Or C, hotandmean.com.
Hot and mean.
No? Stepsiblingscaught.com. Which is ironic because you just said you always say nice stuff. And then this one you're calling him a limp dick loser. So,
Yeah, I'm like, man. It's a whole different side of me.
Haley, your content. I put it up there. The only one I would say is close to comparable, and this is no offense to anyone else. It's just the first one coming to the top of my mind. Penny Barber produces some really high end. I mean, she's a lens girl. She knows what this does, what that does. I mean, do you have a fucking AI filter from the future? How is your shit so beautiful? Like you really?
Yeah,
do
I
you
have a videographer.
Okay,
I have somebody that shoots most of my content. And it's something that I actually take pride in, right? I like for my content to look visually appealing. And like I'm okay with like the amateur stuff, but for me, like I feel like I can put more passion into something where I'm like, okay, it's going to look like this. I want this to happen. I want this theme. I want like all of this to like look very, very good. And so then I feel more motivated, right? Like more into like what I'm shooting versus just like, oh, like come over and iPhone it.
Sure. Yeah, I
I
mean,
like to have like a production, right?
and these are full. I mean, I'm just like I have your mini vids on another screen over here. You know, not a bad view. It's insane. Even just this Alice toys herself in arcade. Again, I'm not watching the content at the moment. I'd get too distracted, but it's like a movie. I mean, real movie shit. Like, I mean, this is high quality. So that was your intention coming into this, I assume, right? Does that go? How far back does that go in your career? Was there a green light moment when you were like, I just don't like how I'm being represented on this type of scene, and from now on, or was it before you even started?
It was before I got into
Wow.
porn. So when I started doing like OnlyFans, right? Because I like I said, like I had an interest in the camming world. So I'd already seen like the quality, like the variations, right, in quality. And then when I started OnlyFans, the camera that I'm actually using right now, I had this camera purchased because I was trying to, my boyfriend at the time, we were like trying to like make vlog content. I don't know.
Okay.
And he was like a up and coming DJ. So like we were like trying to get really good quality media, right? For like both of us like, in that time. But when I started doing OnlyFans, I was like, okay, I started to get a little bit more into like the lenses. Like I started realizing like what kind of lens I wanted. I'm not a pro. This lens, I'm like, I don't even know what kind of lens I'm using right now, but it's a good one.
Yeah, sure. Phenomenal. I mean, you look great. Yeah, your sound is good. Like that's why I asked, no offense, if you were kind of a nerd when you were younger, because your tech, all of your tech is fucking top notch.
I was
stuff.
a gamer when I was younger. I wouldn't really like say I was a nerd.
No, I don't want to call you a nerd, but like
I had like a piece. I mean, I'm okay with being a nerd, but I didn't really fit like the nerd category. But so when I started OnlyFans, I was like, if I'm gonna make content, I need it to look good, right? And that was like something I initially like took very seriously from the start. You know, I was like, I'm not gonna put out something where I feel like it's not flattering, it doesn't look good, like especially like seeing me in such like a vulnerable like light, like I'm naked, I'm getting fucked. I don't want it to look bad.
Right. What was your first break when you realized like, oh, this is gonna work? Like this is really gonna work. This is not gonna like. When did you first get like 10,000 followers in a day, and you were just like, oh shit, I am blasting off here?
Well, I think I only had around like I had less than 20,000 when I joined porn when I was just doing content. But I think like I'm trying to piece it together because I always got like a lot of like followers when I shot for companies like Brazzers, right? So I think as soon as I saw like I think it was like a 10 or 20,000 jump in like a day, I was like, whoa. But it was like, people like me. And so like I just kind of stuck with it because I was always busy, and I'm still to this day, 3.5 years in,
Yeah.
very busy still. So
Yeah. Is that what you just keep yourself busy though? Like, I mean, is that how you stay sane? Again, I told you I have like 20 interviews the rest of this week, plus a day job, plus my wife is having surgery in 2 weeks, so we have doctor's appointments. But I feel like if I'm just sitting around, I feel like I'm wasting. Like I could be
Yeah.
editing something, I could be looking at something, I could be sending emails out to somebody trying to book them. It seems like you're a very driven person, right?
yeah, but with that though does come burnout. So
Sure.
I for me I have to find like the balance, and that's something I'm still to this day like figuring out. I'd like to stay busy, obviously. Who doesn't? Who likes? I like having like something that I'm like working towards, like having a goal. Like I just like accomplishing things, right? And so for me, if I go too hard though, I will like eventually just like completely be like, I don't even want to shoot for a month, which is what happened in March. I did not shoot the entire month of March because I just went so hard in February while I was in Europe. I was shooting almost every day. I was doing a lot of DP, a lot of anal. And so when I got back to the States, I was like, nobody even look at me. Like I didn't even want to create content. Like I was just like very like drained. I was just happy to be home. And I was very like happy. And, I loved being busy, but man, the burnout I had, I was pretty bad. And like even going into April, it was starting to get better. Like I started shooting again. But even then, I feel like it took May, like this month, when I was like ready to start going ham again.
Right. And that's just a feeling where you're just kind of like, I don't know. But for me, when I get to that level, I'm just kind of like, I got to do something. Like something, whatever it is.
I gave myself like 2 months to kind of like fuck off. And I was like, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, Haley, you need to get your shit together again.
So you said you were shooting over in Europe. I see a lot of girls go to shoot over in Europe. Who's that with?
So there's a couple of agencies. I'm free agent here in the States. I used to have an agent, but I am free agent here. I'm fully self-booking. So I handle all my own bookings. But when I wanted to go to Europe, I had to like reach out to the few agencies that are over there and see who wanted to represent me. All of them did. But I ended up settling basically on one, Real Babes. And they've been the best to me. They get me so much work. But I was able to self-book some things over there. But for the most part, it was all through Real Babes or Nikki's Models.
Sure. I don't think women understand how much coming into this industry work is also into it at sometimes. That wasn't really a sentence. I'm also having burnout as well. I don't think some women realize how much work actually goes into it. I've interviewed a lot of like hot 18, 19-year-old girls who are like, oh, I'll come in, I'll post a couple pictures of myself and I'll just get 50,000 followers and top 1% and blah, blah, blah. And can you please explain to everybody listening, as I do every episode, how much work actually goes in before you start hiring agents? Or I don't know if you do a social media manager or anything like that, but how much work is involved prior to all of those things?
Oh, there's so much work. Like first, I would say, getting an agent, I would say was probably the first thing I did when I joined porn, right? Because like, how are you even gonna get your name out there and experience, like actually being in front of the camera? But I think from there, people don't realize like, okay, like I have to be professional. I have to build rapport. I have to build relationships within this industry. And then I also need to like stay relevant, and I gotta like continue to produce content and also promote yourself. And because you don't want to get lost like in the background. And then building those interpersonal relationships in the industry is actually so important. I can't tell you how many times I get told, wow, you're a breath of fresh air. Like you show up on time, you come here, you have a great attitude, versus like girls, or like, I don't want to say like girls, like people who are in the industry as a whole. They might like show up like, I don't know, crying because like they like 30 minutes like crying. So like my partner was yelling at me, and then they're like a whole mess like on set, and like they're just like frantic. And like for me, I'm like, no, I'm like, and I think so I would say that's actually one of the biggest things that I find is something like as something that matters in the industry. And that's something that takes a lot of work. Like so going to these agents in Europe, I had like they didn't know who I was, but like they were able to like do some research on me. And they were like, okay, yeah, like we'll get you bookings. But they were taking a gamble on me. And if you burn bridges, you're it's very hard to build that bridge back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
And I would say that's like the hardest thing. Like people don't realize like you actually need to be a kind, professional, respectful person to even get anywhere in the industry.
And that's what people don't realize so much. I think I agree with you 1,000%. I started the show by cold emailing like 500 different performers. One PR agent saw we were doing stuff. Then the next PR agent wants their people, and then it just grows, you know? But it's so funny. I just love hearing people be like, porn's so easy. Look how lazy this girl is. So what you're telling me is you have to perform a talent on camera. You then have to do all of your own marketing and stuff like that if you don't have a manager. You yourself are a free agent self-booking, so you have to make sure all that shit's lined up. You have to ensure all the editing and everything like that production-wise is done. But then also, how about the admin work, making sure everything's signed, making sure everything's uploaded properly? Easy job, Haley. Real easy job. I can't believe you're so lazy. Yeah.
And then making sure everybody, like, you know, you're on like good terms with people. I mean, to some people that's not important, but to me, I think it's so important. Like when I see people just basically like go off on the deep end, like on social media or like getting into fights or just like, you know, like bashing each other. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, why are you doing that? Because to me, I'm like, it's one of the main reasons too. Like, I don't really like socializing so much within the industry because I find that not everybody's on that same professional like level. That I hate to say like my professional level. They're nowhere near. No, but it's true though. Like because for me, it's like I just see so much happening and I can't really like relate. Like to me, like drama's not important. What's important is building good work relationships, and you know that's what's going to get you the furthest. I think like it's networking. So if you can't network, if you can't talk your way, basically, and make people like you enough to climb, you're gonna have a really hard time climbing.
Sure. All right, we're gonna take one more break here. We're gonna come back with my guest Haley Spades. Make sure you check the episode description for links to all of her social media. Most importantly, though, I want you to check out her OnlyFans at Haley Spades. We'll be right back. One more game and we'll wrap this up.
Tuesday. This Tuesday, come on down to the YourWorstFriend.com arena and see Glam Slam. Come see all of your favorites, including Pinealius, Thyrulium, and Pancreosa. What happens when Ovarium leaves her homeworld to clash with the beast himself, Testosaurus Sex? Go to YourWorstFriend.com now for tickets.
The election for Pineapple Grove Homeowners Association president is this fall, and it's the most important election of your lifetime. The current president, Dan Braun, thinks you shouldn't have the right to choose how to live your own life. It's time to vote Dan out. Dan Braun voted against the KY Slip and Slide event I tried to throw at the park. Dan Braun voted against the Live Nudes neon light on my mailbox. And when I tried to put a community fishbowl for keys in the Welcome Center, Dan Braun said, absolutely not. Braun, that's a German name, isn't it? Convenient. So this fall, vote for anyone except Dan Braun, because Dan's a dictator. And he's German. This ad was paid for by YourWorstFriend.com.
And we're back. My guest today, Haley Spades, on OnlyFans at Haley Spades. Are you good with letters, Haley?
What do you mean? Like,
yeah, I
letters?
know.
Like
it's
writing?
a ridiculous question. Yes, like letters.
Like mail?
No. Like just A, B, C letters.
Oh, yeah, I guess,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Then let's play lewd letters. Have you ever played Scattergories before?
I think so, yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you a question. You give me the answer. That's generally how games work. But it's a short question. It'll be something like name a car company.
Okay.
Go ahead. Name a car company.
Lexus.
Name a type of phone.
iPhone.
There you go. Boom. 2 for 2. You're right there.
Yeah.
The problem is your answer can only begin with one letter. Okay. For all 10 questions. Your letter was randomly selected before the show. It's S, as in spades. Okay.
Okay.
You'll have, because I'm not a hack doing things for attention, 69 seconds on the clock to answer 10 questions correctly.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Timer will start at the end of the first question. Everything you say from this point on can only begin with S.
Bad day to be hungover.
Yeah, real bad. Yeah. 3, 2, name a sex position or act.
Standing.
Okay. Name something to drink.
Sprite.
Name a body part to come on.
Shin.
A female name.
Sarah.
Name a porn website.
Shit. Oh no.
I don't know that shit.com qualifies. You can pass. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. Number 6, name a fashion brand.
Sephora. No, that's makeup.
Next one. Something you like about a male performer. Right? S sucks. 10 seconds left. Name a food brand. 5, 4, 3, 2. Tough day to, I'll count it. Stouffer's is good. Tough day to be hungover. So let's see. You said shin for name a body part to come on. I had smile, scalp, or skin. Name a porn website. Smashed.xxx. I believe you were on that.
I think I was on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like one of the new Team Skeet kind of things.
Sure.
Or no, New Biles.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Name a fashion brand. Steve Madden, Sperry.
But Steve Madden's 2 words.
Yeah, it begins with S.
No, but you said it can't be 2 words. You said it had to be 1 word.
Well,
so
Steve
Madden.
I never said the word 2. I did not. Go back and listen, folks.
You said it has to be 1 word. Steve Madden's 2 words.
I said it's a short answer. Something you like about a male performer. His smile, maybe. I don't know. It begins with an S. Name a food brand. You said Stouffer's, Spam, Skippy, Smuckers. They're all. Yeah. Stouffer's was good too.
It took a while. I was like, I don't cook.
So for a tiebreaker, according to IAFD.com, which is the Internet Adult Film Database, as of this recording, how many male performers have you worked with?
Oh my God. It's like asking me how many restaurants I've eaten at.
We're just gonna do closest to it.
I know. I'm gonna say 70.
94.
Oh man, that's a lot. I was gonna say 100. I was like, no, there's no way.
Let the nuns know that
94.
She's at 94. All right, so let's make them happy. Let's talk about the content. You just shot a scene that I assume you had to sit on a bag of frozen peas for at the end of it. I saw it on your Twitter today. Yeah. What is
actually pretty good?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a bad scene at all with the talent involved.
I was good though. I didn't have any injuries. I actually, the day after that, I flew to Miami for Xmas, and everybody was like, "Are you destroyed?" And I was like, "Actually, no, I'm not."
What is the biology of that? You appear to be tiny. I don't know how tall you are.
I'm 4'8". Yes, I'm tiny.
Are you legal? Can you get like a parking permit for that?
I could if I wanted, but I don't want to go to the doctor and fill out a bunch of paperwork.
No.
It's just
No, it's okay. I'll park a little further away. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not that serious.
Man, do you know how insulting it would be if the gorgeous Haley Spades got out of a fucking handicap spot while some lady in a wheelchair was looking for a spot? That would be terrible.
I would feel bad. Yeah, I would feel bad. But I think, so for me, anal, it's just, I feel like I can take bigger dick easier. I think my body, like my anatomy, right? And also it feels better.
I've heard that from it's like something happened in 2001 or 2021 where like every girl I've been interviewing since then, I went to Catholic school for 12 years. Okay. Anal was like a way you kind of get out of, pissing off God.
Yeah.
Every girl I've talked to recently is just like, anal's so much easier. And I'm just like, I understand the physics of it. You only go so deep here and you go, all the way up to your mouth over here. But at some point, don't you feel like your organs are being rearranged?
No, because the dick can't. Well, I feel like my organs are being more rearranged when it's in my pussy. Like for me, I actually like I get more sore in my pussy than actually in my ass.
Okay.
And then I just feel like I enter a different mindset when it's in my ass. And I feel like it does feel completely different and it feels better for me.
Really?
It really does. And that was a surprise actually when I started doing anal. I was like, whoa. I was like, whole new world. And like when I shoot DPs, like I love DP. I prefer DP over anal by itself, but I do feel like the contrast and like how it feels when a dick is in my pussy and my ass, like when it's like that close together, right? Like back and forth, like the same time. I'm like, usually like it hurts more when it's in my pussy if it's a big dick.
Sure.
It takes me a little bit longer, I guess, to adjust. Like it happens, but like at first, like it's not comfortable. But I feel like in my ass, it's also probably because I've just done a lot of anal training, right?
Gotcha.
But also like I'm more comfortable with anal, so I feel like I'm just able to relax and I can just handle bigger dicks in my ass.
What entails anal training? Is it just different plug sizes? Like, are you same thing as like gauging your ears? Are you working your way up? Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then so yeah, I would use like dilator plugs, and then I started practicing like anal with like boyfriend dicks, basically. Like with performers, I would be like dicks that were not intimidating.
Sure.
They were not dread, just like a normal dick. And I was like, do you want to put it in my ass? Can you imagine? I'm like, I'm just like, can you please want to fuck my ass? And so he's like, no.
No, it'd be funny to be like, no, my buddy will do it. Pass her over there. Yeah, just like the clubs early on.
Yeah.
No, he'll do it. No, get him. He's the birthday boy. Let him fuck your ass.
No, he wants to do it. No, yeah. So that's how I like started doing it. I just kind of worked my way up, and I took my time, and I was not in a rush to hit any major taking dread for your first anal. It was not a goal of mine. I just wanted to actually enjoy my anal journey.
Do you have milestones you want to hit though? Because I love the artist aspect, where to me, I agree the same thing. I'm not thinking about my next however many interviews. My concentration is right now, talk to Haley Spades, get the best possible content I can out of this. So yeah, do you have milestones you want to hit though? Like I don't. I want to talk to you. I only want to talk to you right now. I don't think about getting this person on. Eventually, it's awesome when it comes down the line. But if you keep making quality content, people will stay around. Do you have milestones you try and reach for?
Man, I don't really think I have like a specific milestone, because for one, I just want to keep pushing myself. Like I want to see how far. Like that's why I went to Europe. Right. I just want to see, and like, I don't mean like, oh my God, like piss all over me.
Extreme. Yeah.
I don't mean like super hardcore. I just mean like, I want to see like, how far I can actually go. And, cause I'm always surprising myself. So I think I'm always trying to keep myself surprised. Like I'm like in Europe, I did my first double badge. Didn't plan on doing that, but I did it. And I was like, I did my first double badge. Right. And it's, I think for me, it's like, a milestone would just be like, I need to keep one-upping myself.
So if it's not a milestone, what's the next type of scene that maybe you haven't shot yet, or that you're interested in shooting, that you really want to talk to my agent soon as something opens? Okay, I love you. Ever since I was little, I was like, I really love a facial. It always just like makes me excited to see that. I don't know if it's the contrast. It's not the humiliation. That's my thing. So bukkake is just like,
it's just
all of it at once. It's great. I actually interviewed Jim Powers, the director from the late 90s, early 2000s, who brought bukkake to the United States, as I believe it was a Japanese practice prior to that. You're a gamer girl. What kind of guys do you get hitting you up? Because a lot of your brand is your brand to me is like cute, tiny, can apparently take monstrous things inside your body, but also like cool. Like you have gamer. You said you know
Yeah,
gamer
I've
girl.
always
plenty-
gamed, yeah.
Right. So do you have gamer guys? Like, do you do customs? I should ask. Or
I
you,
do. Yeah,
What's-
I mean, for the most part, I think I do appeal to like the whole like stepsister realm. I think that's some biggest type of requests I get is they do like step family things. So, I guess I would. It sounds like I probably have a younger like audience.
Sounds like for sure. Yeah, 20s maybe.
Yeah. But I wouldn't really say like, oh, like they're nerdy, they're gamers.
No,
It's mainly everybody's like, I want you to pretend to be my stepsister.
How do you? Okay, not to fuck up your business at all. Do you like the stepsister?
No,
Do you
I've
like
been
the
very
step
vocal.
thing? Okay.
I've been
okay.
very vocal about it, about how I do not like it actually. That's actually why I started doing anal too. I got so sick and tired of stepsister, stepdaughter, I don't know, step cousin. I was a step cousin once. Like I got so sick of it.
Step cousin 3 times removed. Like, how far away are we getting from the family line here? When does it become not taboo anymore?
Yeah.
Sorry,
so
I apologize. You were getting so sick of it.
I was getting so sick of it. And like, I get it. It's a big market, but I think it's so overdone. And I don't even mean like, oh, like it's the same thing over and over. I just mean like, I am wasting my time if I'm rinse and repeating the same fucking thing. Otherwise, like, you're not seeing my full potential if I'm just doing the fucking same thing over and over and over. So for me, I feel like the step family thing is very isolating. It puts you in like this tight little box and it's very hard to get out of that. And it can just get so fucking old, and it's like I know there's a market for it, but like I think it just becomes like a certain point where like when I'm showing up to a set and I'm handed a script and I see step, I'm like, oh my god, like if I roll my eyes and I'm like, oh, like to me I'm like, that's not, I would rather not have, like I'd rather be like, fuck yeah, I'm excited. No, the step shit is just so fucking old and I'm sick of it. I am, and I've been very vocal about it.
Do you like the acting portion, though, of porn, shooting mainstream porn? Or would you rather just get to it? Okay.
I do like the acting part. Just so sick of the step family thing.
What do you have any idea what that comes from for people? Because again, I don't judge anyone. As long as everyone in the room is 18 plus and there's no animals, I'm like, yeah, great. We're all good. Do whatever you like. I just don't. Why can't you just have like, if it's a stepmother, a hot MILF, and if it's a girl like you, step cousin, why is it not like, nubile whatevers or whatever tag you want to put at the beginning? I just don't. And then we've been so saturated with it. It's like, I don't believe that's my stepmom anymore. I don't think that is. Okay. I'm not believing it. I'm just seeing hot lady, hot guy.
And like, I don't know, for me, it just gets so old. Right. And, like the acting part's fun, but I think, like I said, I'm not showing my full potential, and that's like that's also why like I started to get interested in anal, because I realized I was like, if I do anal, I feel like it's gonna put me in like another category, not like MILF teen, but like a hardcore, like, because like typically, like, I mean, I'm not saying like it doesn't exist, but I find that a lot of step family porn doesn't usually involve anal.
Really?
It's like too much going on. You're like, all right, I'm already fucking my sister. I'm fucking my sister in her ass. Like, you see what I feel like it's just kind of like too much. And it's not realistic for most people.
Sure.
So I don't see it too often. And all of my anal scenes have not been
good
sister. It's all been like, I have been a sugar baby. I have been an influencer. I have been I think like a tutor. Like I've been other things, right? Not somebody's stepsister. And it's refreshing.
That's refreshing. Haley, as we come to the end on this, what are some things we have coming up? So you said at one point you would love to shoot a bukkake. I would love to pay to watch that. Anything down the pike where you're like, this is either a big scene coming up for you, not so much mainstream. I want to know, like, do you have anything exciting coming up that you find more exciting than anything else? You're like, oh, this day, I have that, but Friday, fuck, I got this thing. And don't say this interview, because I'll be real upset with you if you lie to me.
No, so I'm going back to Europe in July, and I am shooting 3 days with Dorsal, and I'm very excited for that. It's like, that's like the
sure,
just like the Vixen brand, like it's beautiful work, right? And I am very grateful that they want to shoot me. So I don't know what it is yet, but it's 3 days in a row. So it sounds like it's a big production.
Sure.
And Darcel's stuff is just so beautiful. So I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited for you. Last question, and then we're going to wrap this one up. What is a type of scene that is, it's hard to explain this, but quote unquote vanilla within the industry? Either a type of scene or a whatever that you're just not interested in. And aside from the step stuff that we just literally spent 5 minutes discussing, but what's something that you're just like, I can't see myself doing a type of scene like that? Is there anything? Or will you try anything?
Girl as a whole.
Now, okay, so are you not bisexual?
I like girls.
Okay.
I consider myself, I don't really like, when I say like I'm bisexual, like I definitely lean more towards men. But like last night I had a threesome with one of my good friends and her boyfriend, right? So like for me, like I love to play with girls, but like I can't just me and the girl. I get bored and I think it's too vanilla, and I think it's just I'm not gay, clearly. But you know, for me, I'm like, so people are like, oh, like lesbians. I'm like, maybe. I'm like whatever. To me, I think it's really boring, and it's also why I don't shoot girl, and I typically don't jump at girl mainstream shoots because I'm not a fan. But I will fuck like my friend with like a dude. Like I'll do that. Like that's how I like doing that. But I'm not gonna fuck her by herself. I don't know.
Can I tell you who also finds lesbian porn a little bit boring? Secure guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little. No offense, love all the beautiful ladies in the world, but come on now.
Well, I have plenty of boyfriends, but my main boyfriend though, he told me because like he likes to watch my porn, and he loves gangbangs, so I was like, oh fuck, I was like, you like watching gangbangs? He was like, yeah, he's like, I'm straight. He's like, I don't want to see you and a girl. He's like, it's just boring.
Yeah.
He loves seeing fucking gangbangs.
If I was gay, I wouldn't, I don't know that analogy works. I was going to bring a girl into it, but it doesn't make sense. All right, folks, we're going to wrap this one up. My guest today, the lovely Haley Spades. You've been so phenomenal to talk to. I think people not going out to sign up for your content is a travesty because you produce some of the highest quality stuff. And as I'm going through your many vids, fucking too low of prices, it feels like, for
I know
what some girls sell things for on here. So it's all affordable. Make sure you check out her OnlyFans at Haley Spades and check the episode description below for links to all of her social media. Even if you're broke, but you're listening to this, follow her on social media. Bump those numbers up. That's all I can say if you have no money. Haley Spades, thank you so much for coming on with me tonight.
Thank you.